in your classroom, at your local coffee shop, at your team sporting events.
They're all around us. Experts estimate that 1 in every 25 people is a sociopath. So next time you're in a crowded room, look to your left and look to your right, because odds are one of these people might fit the criteria of a sociopath.
For decades, people have been asking, what makes a sociopath? But the answer isn't so straightforward. It's predicted that biology is only half the story at most.
The American Psychiatric Association states that antisocial personality disorder can cause behavior that violates or ignores other people's rights. It's a cluster B personality disorder, and typically disorders in this category involve dramatic, unpredictable, or emotional interactions with other people. It's a mental health condition where somebody persistently has difficulty engaging with social norms. Some with sociopathy may not realize that what they're doing is wrong, while others simply may not care. Or sometimes it can be a combination of both.
ASPD is a form of a personality disorder. A personality disorder is a condition that affects how a person thinks, feels, and behaves.
Those with antisocial personality disorders and psychopathy tend to be characterized as having low empathy and high impulsivity, making their actions dangerous and risky to themselves and those around them.
Those who possess these dark traits enjoy shortcuts to their own achievements and success, often hurting others who stand in their way. They focus on themselves above all else and feel no remorse for their actions.
Major characteristics that are easy to spot in psychopathic and sociopathic behavior include 1. Superficial charm and good intelligence. 2. Absence of delusions and other signs of irrational thinking. 3. Absence of nervousness or neurotic manifestations. 4. Unreliability. 5. Untruthfulness and insincerity. 6. Lack of remorse and shame. 7. Inadequately motivated antisocial behavior. 8. Poor judgment and failure to learn by experience. 9. Pathologic egocentricity and incapacity for love. 10. General poverty and major affective reaction. But discovering a sociopath isn't so easy.
Of course, we only know about the infamous sociopaths like Ted Bundy, John Gacy, and Elizabeth Holmes, but the reality is that there are thousands living discreetly among us.
Even if you exhibit sociopathic tendencies, you may have a difficult time recognizing them yourself. Most people with a sociopathic personality or antisocial personality disorder don't really seek help or treatment or even recognize that what they're doing is wrong and problematic.
Did you know that sociopaths are 4 times more likely to be the head of companies than the ones sweeping the floors?
It's normal for children to exhibit positive and negative social behaviors as they age and develop. Yes, some kids lie, some rebel, some withdraw, but some children exhibit high levels of antisocial behaviors. Antisocial behavior is manageable, but can lead to more severe problems in adulthood if left untreated. It can occasionally be identified in kids as young as 3 or 4 years old and can lead to something more severe if not treated before age 9.
The symptoms a child might exhibit include abusing and harming animals and people, lying and stealing, rebelling and violating rules, vandalizing and other property destruction. Healthcare professionals do not know for sure why some people develop an antisocial personality disorder. However, both environmental and genetic factors can contribute. Research suggests that traumatic childhood experience, such as neglect or child abuse, can play a role in developing this type of disorder. The amygdala is the part of the brain that processes emotions, while the prefrontal cortex plays a role in decision-making. The researchers also found high levels of testosterone in these individuals, which may help explain why psychopathy is more common in males than females. Be careful, ladies. Traumatic brain injury and damage to the prefrontal cortex in childhood may also cause psychopathic traits to develop. The development of psychopathy is a complex interaction of biology, culture, and environment. Genetic factors influence predispositions and temperament. Researchers have posited that there are 2 subtypes of psychopath. The primary type shows distinct neurological deficits and a blunting of emotions, while the secondary type exhibits more anxiety, substance abuse, and other mental health problems. One case in particular, neuroscientist James Fallon was looking at brain scans of serial killers and found his own scan showing low activity in certain areas of the frontal and temporal lobes. He was often motivated by power and manipulation, but was a non-violent, stable father with a successful career. If it wasn't for the brain scans, Fallon may have continued his life without knowing his true self. Sociopath is an unofficial term for someone who has ASPD, while psychopathy is someone who fits the criteria. Often these two can overlap. People with psychopathy fit the criteria of ASPD, but people with ASPD don't necessarily fit the criteria of a sociopath.
So many sociopaths are able to disguise themselves just the same as you and me.
Yeah, did you know that only 20% of prison inmates are sociopaths, even though they're likely responsible for over half of the serious crimes committed today?
And in fact, the silent majority of sociopaths live freely and unknown, holding down jobs, getting married, having children.
Today we have a sit-down interview with the author of The Biting Memoir of a Successful Sociopath from the pseudonymous Thomas.
What do you think caused you to be this way?
It's just something that I've dealt with since, well, really, as long as I can remember. It's just the way I've felt ever since I was a small child, and I don't even know if there's really a reason behind it.
How has it negatively affected your life?
I can't connect to other people on the same level that they would connect to me, so I don't really know what it feels like to have connected to other people. But at the same time, it doesn't bother me that much. It's a lonely experience, but over time it's something that you grow accustomed to, and eventually you end up believing that it's best for you that way.
Describe what loving someone is like from your point of view.
I don't understand how normal people would feel, but for a sociopath like me, love is almost an intense sort of loyalty or desire to please another person without hindering you in any way.
Have you ever intentionally harmed a living creature?
I didn't go out of my way to harm said living creature, but at the same time it appeared to be the only way to get the solution which I needed to have done. So instead of searching for an alternative route, I went directly for that. I don't intend to go into details as to what happened and why, but I feel justified in my actions.
In what ways have you harmed human beings?
I've manipulated other people into getting what I want over time and have destroyed emotions and other things for my own personal gain.
Is there anything you want to say about your disorder?
As a sociopath, you aren't actually connected to anyone else. You are an island, and even though ships come and go and stop, and you might trade and you might talk and converse and make friends, but you're always just an island and don't have any chance of escaping.
With regard to these two disorders, treatment is extremely limited. Neither currently have a cure. However, certain treatments can help people manage the symptoms.
Antisocial personality disorder can be challenging to treat. Therefore, doctors may focus the treatment on managing certain symptoms or conditions that occur alongside antisocial personality disorder.
Cognitive behavior therapy is a form of therapy that helps a person identify and change destructive thought patterns. CBT may help a person with ASPD behave in a way that people consider to be socially acceptable.
Mentalization-based therapy, or MBT, has also shown to improve symptoms of antisocial personality disorder, as it explores how a person's mental state can affect their relationships. Also, certain medications, including mood stabilizers, antidepressants, and selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, can treat different symptoms of antisocial personality disorder.
Additionally, substance abuse treatment proves to be effective for individuals with ASPD in a variety of treatment settings, such as a contingency management program.
It's important to know what to look out for and the signs that someone may have antisocial personality disorder.
Never be too careful and never be too trusting.
You think you know your peers until you don't.